Josh here.
And Michelle.
And we are
Adventures Ahead.
So, our latest cruise was the Carnival Elation.
Yeah.
And we have several stories and videos to record upon that. We made a list, and we're going to go down and check them out, or check them off as we go down, and we're going to make videos on them.
Yep.
So, the first day, get on the ship.
Yep.
It was great. The ship was awesome. The mustard drill is the topic of this conversation. Absolute, out of 5 cruises, all with Carnival, the worst mustard drill.
Unorganized.
The worst mustard drill
Longest.
we've ever encountered.
Yeah, it was pretty awful.
It was, and so my parents' first cruise, so they're like, man, this sucks.
Yeah.
And so, like, her parents' mustard drill was easy. Everybody got to sit down.
Cake.
Okay, so it took place in the casino, like on the outskirts. Like if you've been on the fantasy size ship, you know, that has that little seating area. And so everybody was there, and everybody was kind of like crowded.
Well, they made you stand up in rows. For some reason, they made us in formation. So you had to be in a row. The rows had to be straight, right?
Yep. But that wasn't that way right away at first.
And I've never been a part of something like that before.
And so at this point, they've scanned nobody's cards. Nobody's. Not a one person's card. So, like, when we've done other ones, there's usually people standing at areas when people are coming into the area, and they're scanning cards as you're walking in, so there's no need to scan cards.
Or, like how they did it on the Ecstasy, they said, hey, somebody from each stateroom needs to come up and see this person, and you get your card scanned.
Right. That way, too. That way, too. This way was, they went down, they had one or two people, and they went row by row and asking, hey, who hasn't scanned a card?
It was so stupid.
And it was so disorganized.
And it was probably 10 people, like,
it took forever. It was the longest mustard drill we've ever experienced. It was hot. It was gross. It was hot.
People were sitting down next to me.
Like, people were sitting on the floor. I mean, because they were acting like, you know, kind of like babies. But, like, people were complaining. Kids were crying, of course, being, like,
you couldn't hear anyone.
Yeah, and, like, the guy was, like, yelling loud. He's like, Sharon Dado, or whatever. Like, the name, like, over everybody talking. They were trying to get people to quiet. No one was being quiet. It was literally the most disorganized mustard drill we've ever experienced. And so, yeah, somebody messaged us, Florida Krista.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah, it was crazy, dude. And it just took forever. And my parents were like, is it like this every time? No. And we're like, no, don't think this is the way. Experience. Don't think it's this way every ship, because it's not.
Like, I just think, like, wow, what if that was your first cruise, like your parents, and they didn't have someone like us to tell them this is not the way it is?
Right.
What a bad first impression.
Yes,
Carnival.
Very bad. And you look like you didn't know what you were doing.
Well, the other thing is, it looks like they didn't know what they were doing because they didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah, it was nuts. I would have to say, yeah, like you said, if that was my first mustard drill experience, I might have been turned off of cruising.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
The other thing is, I just wish Carnival was consistent about their mustard drills. Like,
yeah,
they should have some consistent practices that they should do ship fleet-wide. So, I don't know why we've been on 5 cruises, and maybe you guys can tell us this.
And almost every mustard drill is different.
Every mustard drill has been different, and there's been not a single thing that's been consistent about that, except for they show you how to put a life jacket on.
Right.
So,
and they put those bands on the little kitties.
Yeah, it just seems like Carnival should come up with a consistent standard for how they perform certain activities like the mustard drill.
Right. And so we don't know how the other stations were, of course. We were in Station B, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And like I said, and then, it just, man, it was very frustrating, especially when we've been a part of successful ones.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, listen, like on the Glory, the first cruise, it was a little awkward because we were all lined up, but it was still a quicker process. And they knew what was going on. And as we walked up that stairway, they were scanning our cards.
Yeah, so we met in one area, walked to another area on the
Glory. And so there was a guy standing there, and as you went through the door, everybody scanned their cards. So that was taken care of.
And I understand why they had us walk to the other area, so they can scan our cards.
Right. This was, go to this area, and we haven't scanned a damn thing.
Yeah, it was complete chaos.
And then they were like, "Who is this? This person needs to get scanned." And nobody.
And then we did scan your card, and then they called our name still.
Yeah, they're like, "Michelle Harrington."
I was like,
and you're like, "Oh."
But literally, I had to pass my sign and sale card up through probably 8 people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was just nuts.
Yeah.
Let us know if you've been on the Elation and how your muster drill experience was. Maybe we just had a one-off kind of fluke time, but...
Mm-hmm. And maybe the people got there too quick and they didn't have someone at their station they were supposed to be at to scan a card. But how could you scan it? Because they would come from that big opening or the other side. And
well, that's why I liked it on the Elation. They just said, hey, if you haven't had a card scanned, get up here and scan it.
Right. And everybody was
so
sitting
easy.
down. Yeah, the SC was way more organized.
And it was the same layout. We were in the same location.
Yep.
Just stupid.
Yeah, it was dumb, man.
On the Elation.
On the Elation, it was dumb. So, and that's not our first bad experience on the... No, overall, great cruise, of course. Carnival does a great job. But there was a couple things... Now...
specific to the Elation that we did not like.
That's right. Okay, so that's the first mustard drill.
Mustard drill
We're
fail.
gonna put a clickbait title up on the screen. Mustard drill disaster. People dead with a question mark. Yeah, like that. Okay, guys.
Thanks for
We'll
watching.
see ya. Bye.
Bye.